What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE 2K14 30 Years of WrestleMania. It is time, one more time, to have Stone Cold versus The Rock.
The following contest is a no disqualification match and is for the WWE Championship. Introducing the challenger from Victoria, Texas, weighing 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No disqualification? When was that added?
The journey has culminated here tonight. From spinal surgery, from knee surgeries, the rattlesnake could be called the bionic redneck, because we're deep in the heart of Texas, and Stone Cold is going to challenge to become the top man in the industry.
Oh no, what must be going on in his mind right now, JR?
And so I welcome you to a fine Wednesday here on the program. Certainly a bit of SmackDown discussion on today's episode.
From Miami, Florida, weighing 275 pounds, the WWE Champion, The Rock.
Oh, this is a very partisan Texas crowd. Austin is revered. He's like a folk hero. Austin has reached legendary status in his home state of Texas.
There's no doubt about it, JR, and for good reason. Stone Cold Steve Austin has backed up everything he has ever said in his career.
The rivalry between these two extremely popular superstars, Stone Cold in Houston, Texas, has the advantage.
Got that home field advantage. Now, SmackDown. Let's kind of crack into this a little bit here. Your opening contest was Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali, which, to be fair, that's a match I want to see, right? And it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Although it's crazy, they did the Spanish Fly in the commercial break. Was nuts. But match I would totally want to see any time of the year. But in kayfabe, Mustafa Ali is part of 205 Live. And the Cruiserweights are exclusive to Monday Night Raw. So why in the hell would you have a Cruiserweight working on SmackDown? Even if your WWE Champion requested him as an opponent or however that went down, it still does not make any sense in the story that you're currently telling in how these brands are separate and how 205 Live plays into that. So that was weird. But no, match was great. No complaints on the match at all. It's just the setup is wait, but why? But why? They had nobody else on SmackDown who could fight Daniel Bryan on SmackDown last night. Weird, but okay. Attack The Rock with the belt at the ringside. I can do that right away. I can do that right away. It is no disqualification, Rocky. It is no disqualification. Ding, 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 glong. And we got an Irish whip hand medium in the ring, or moderate. Might as well just do this and whoop some here, and get him to moderate with his ring bell, because it's no disqualification, baby. Anyhow, who? So after that, we had the rap battle between the Bar and the Usos, and I have some thoughts there, mainly because they took the rap battle. Oh no, here comes Vince McMahon. They took the rap battle very seriously the last time. They were respectful with how battle rap should look in 2018. And this time, not so much. You had Sheamus and Cesaro out there looking like Run DMC and LL Cool J in the 80s. And they kind of did their own variation on Ice Ice Baby. And that is about as far as you can get from 2018 battle rap. What are you doing? Usos still took it somewhat seriously, but obviously it devolved into a brawl with all three teams, as you had the New Day doing the officiating for that thing. So, once again, nobody won. There was no way you were ever going to have it be as good as that first one, because that first one took it seriously, and they trusted them to do it seriously, and at least the New Day had an actual rapper helping them get their cadence and timing right. So, obviously, big shout out to my friend Mega Ran doing that. So, this time, no Mega Ran. So, not as good. Just saying. Anyway, Vince lurking at ringside, as he tends to do. So, yeah, I can appreciate what they're going for, but as someone who enjoyed the first one because of how seriously they took it, This one was just more comedy and goofs, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not for me. That's not for me. Anyway, Fez press, and now The Rock is moderate, and it is Irish Whip The Rock, while he is moderate as Vince lurks at ringside and give us that glorious cutscene.
Look out!
Rock bottom.
The Rock! Rock bottom! Rock bottom!
And Vince McMahon. How dare you, Vince?
McMahon just pulled The Rock off of Austin.
Why did Mr. McMahon pull The Rock off of Stone Cold Steve Austin?
What the hell?
It wasn't me.
Stone Cold Steve
Better run,
Austin
Vince.
wants the WWE Championship so badly, he has forsaken his hatred of Mr. McMahon.
Oh, rock bottom to The Rock.
Stone Cold rock bottom. My God, Austin scores with a rock bottom.
I mean, that was in the things to do here. Yep. Okay. Now we have a hidden objective. So until then, Rock gets hit with that Stone Cold Stunner. And now he's critical. Perhaps a WrestleMania moment here. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Oh, here we go.
I never
Never mind.
thought I would see the day
WrestleMania
when
moment.
Steve Austin
Coming right
and
up.
Vince McMahon would team up.
Hell has most certainly
So here's to
frozen
ya.
over, JR.
And rock bottom. Again.
Rock bottom. The Rock scores with a rock bottom on Austin.
It looks like that took as much out of The Rock as it did Steve Austin.
Yep, pile up. Monkey crack. Oh.
Oh my God. Good
Bump to the
grief.
floor. It's not a good bump to take. Stunner!
Stone Cold Stunner.
One, a two, and a kick out.
The Rock kicked out of the stunner, and Austin is in shock. Austin cannot believe it.
And then back to the game. What is my hidden objective? Knock down The Rock and then pick up a chair in the ring. I mean, just give me a chair. Just give me a chair. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, go Vince, go. Go Vince, go. Vince! Get The Rock into the ring. What are you doing? Die, Rocky, die. No, I missed. I missed! Oh, I missed. Okay, well, we gotta knock down The Rock in the ring here, and that can be done, can be accomplished with a suplex. Boom. Beautiful standing suplex. Picking up a chair. Pick up the chair! What are you doing, me? Pick the worst. Action. Like, is it in the ring or by the ring? Pick up a chair in the ring. I've done that. I hit a chair with a chair. Knock down The Rock, then pick up a chair in the ring. The Rock is down. I'm holding a chair. What am I doing wrong here? What is the major malfunction? Let's try it again. Knocking down The Rock. He is down. Okay, now it worked.
This is
Weird.
clearly no longer about just winning the WWE Championship. These two men simply do not like each other.
I think you're right, King. We have witnessed a war here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Stone Cold Steve Austin with a series of vicious chair shots to The Rock. Austin is destroying The Rock.
Stone Cold Steve Austin will do anything, and I mean anything, to become the WWE Champion.
Okay, now then. Win by pinfall. Win by pinfall. I have a stunner, but win by pinfall. Okay, gonna have to use that stunner, Rock. Stunner! Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. It's over.
Here is your winner and new WWE Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Good God Almighty, I can't believe this. What in the hell is this? Austin and McMahon have joined forces.
They were in it together the whole time.
Steve Austin has joined forces with Satan himself. For the love of God, someone tell me this is not happening.
It's happening. Stone Cold Steve Austin has sold his soul for the WWE Championship. Oh my
Yeah, but not for that reason, though.
What in the hell? I don't believe this. Stone Cold has sold his soul to Satan himself. Why, Steve? Why this way? I thought I knew that man. I thought I knew Steve Austin. I was there in the hospital when he came out of surgery. I thought I knew him.
Mr. McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin together? This is a dawning of a new era, the likes of which we have never, ever seen before.
Yeah, it was talked about for years to come as one of the most ill-advised heel turns of all time. That was just, even Steve will tell you, it was not a good idea. It ended up just being terrible. So, you know, kind of the end of the Attitude Era, more or less. And so appropriately, we move into Ruthless Aggression. And that begins with The Rock versus Hogan.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the New World Order, weighing 280 pounds, Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can love him or you can hate him. There are a lot of fans that love this legendary figure. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, returning to Toronto, and perhaps the greatest icon in the history of sports entertainment, preparing to meet the future of this industry.
This is so special, JR. This is so unique. I mean, this truly is a dream match, and we're going to actually get to witness it here tonight. We're going to get to see it. The Rock versus the immortal Hulk Hogan.
In its history, over 500,000 fans have seen WrestleMania in the past 17 years. And since its inception, this man has headlined 9 of those events.
And you're saying 9 because of the one where he came out with Bret Hart and Yokozuna. That counts as 1, even though he was just there for, like, 5 minutes, but whatever. People regard this as a great match, and it's mainly the crowd and how they reacted to the actual match itself.
Miami, Florida, weighing 275 pounds, The Rock.
The People's Champion, The Rock. His career was thankfully salvaged, no thanks to the NWO. But as chaotic and controversial as that moment was, King, we're seemingly past that now, to where no one will put that moment away, because we'll never forget it. But this is about the word icon is used a lot.
JR, it's like in the jungle. Survival of the fittest. The old lion, the leader of the pride. And then along comes the young lion who wants to take his place. What's going to happen here tonight?
That's a great question, and we're about to find out. Many of the crowd chanting for The Rock. Quite frankly, many of the crowd chanting for Hogan. A mixed reaction here at WrestleMania.
Oh, they were firmly at Hogan.
We were talking to The Rock earlier today, and he said he was a big Hulkamaniac as a young man. And look at the flashbulbs. This is a WrestleMania moment.
Like, that match started, and Hogan was the face, and Rock was the heel. That was kind of just how it was. Anyhow, back to SmackDown. Continuing on with this Miz and Shane business. And I feel like they were totally prepping for a Shane heel turn back in November. And that, apparently, Shane's still getting face pops, and this whole Miz thing is happening, and they're a tag team, and they beat the Vegas Boys, another, team of jobbers there in Vegas. And it's just this weird, feud, but not really a feud between Miz and Shane is still getting face pops. So what in the world was any of that happened before Survivor Series? What even was that if you're not going to actually follow through? But again, it's December, so you spin your wheels until, the build toward the Royal Rumble, I guess. We have another match announced for TLC on this Sunday, and that is a chairs match between Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. And there are now 12 matches on that card. 12 matches on essentially a B-tier pay-per-view. Not, Mania, SummerSlam, Rumble, etc. It is a B-tier show, and it gets 12 matches. Now, you could argue the point. Well, they've booked so many matches because, number one, we don't know if Braun Strowman is going to be available to actually be in a match or not. we don't know yet. We just don't know, right? Hogan in the sharpshooter. And the way it seems with one Finn Balor, we also don't know if Finn Balor's illness will have him in a match on Sunday or not. They've said he'll be there, but again, that seems completely and totally subjective, and we'll know on the night of the show, right? Rock bottom. So that is kind of the deal for TLC. That's going to be a long predictions video because, good God, we had a tag team match between Jeff Hardy and Rusev as the face team versus Nakamura and Joe as the heel team. I still don't like Nakamura in blue. It looks weird. I'm sorry. It looks unusual. He needs that red for his charismatic attire, and blue, which he obviously had for his match against Seth. I get it for that show, just for that show, but otherwise, I don't want to see Nakamura in blue. It looks weird. It looks unusual. Anyway, they're still airing vignettes for Lars. We still don't know what brand Lars is going to be on. I feel like we're going to get all the way to the Royal Rumble. They're going to have Lars in the Rumble and still not tell us what brand he's on, which would be hilarious. So, kind of looking forward to that in some respects. Spinebuster to the Rock. Referee is still down. Still down. And then your main event was Asuka and Charlotte. And surprise, surprise, ended up being a total non-finish, DQ finish. Oh, here we go. Finally, the ref's awake. We get that non-finish DQ finish, which of course you do, because you have those two fighting with Becky on Sunday, so why would you have an actual clean finish there? That'd make no sense. You want to have that intrigue of, alright, who's going to win on Sunday? Now, having Asuka be the one coming out on top at the end of that exchange, to me says she's not going to win on Sunday, but hey, you never know. Like, that's kind of the old way of doing things, is have the guy who's going to lose get the heat on the show before the actual pay-per-view. But I'm like, it's not impossible for that guy to also win the match, or girl, to also win the match. So, it is unusual, but not unheard of. Because you kind of want to have either Becky or Charlotte be fighting Ronda Rousey. Ideally, Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania. And how do you do that? Well, you have them not be champion, and you have them in the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble, and then challenge Ronda for a title. I don't see Ronda losing her belt to Nia Jax this Sunday. So that's kind of how I would book that if I was in charge. But also, I would totally do the Bret Hart and Lex Luger finish, where two-man finish at the same time, and you're like, oh man, who got it? And then work the angle that way, where both Becky and Charlotte both at the same time go over the top rope in the Royal Rumble, and then they're both the winner, so figure out who's going to actually fight Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. That would be how I would book it, but, you know, that's just me, and they're going to do what they're going to do. But that's my idea for that, is, A, that hasn't been done in a long time, so it would seem fresh. Like, in wrestling, it's called the 7-year rule in wrestling. If it's been longer than 7 years, you can do it again. People have forgotten. You've had enough audience turnover that they've forgotten.
What an emotional Rock! Oh, what an epic match! But the Rock finally prevailing.
Oh, look at this, JR. Look at this face-off. Look at this square up again. Hulk Hogan on his feet. He's still staring into the eyes of the Rock. Are they going to go at it again? Look at this.
Hogan extending his hand. I don't know if you can trust him. I hate to say that. It's a fact, though. Well, I'll be damned, King. I'll be damned.
Oh, when's the last time you saw a class act like that, JR?
A handshake. And that's something you rarely see. And a handshake that will be remembered for years and years to come.
Unless you're a lifelong fan.
On this night, at this magnificent event, the young lion, The Rock,
Young
has
lion.
pulled it out over the veteran lion, Hulk Hogan.
Look at these fans, JR. They're on their feet. They're clapping. And I think they're clapping for both of these superstars.
As well they should.
It's like, unless you're a lifelong fan weirdo like me who's seen all these things happen over and over again, you can do finishes like that over if it's been that long, because you have a whole new crop of fans who've never seen that before, and it would be fresh and new to them. Anyway, I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. What's tomorrow going to be? Tomorrow's going to be Triple H and Chris Jericho. Until then, until next time, I'll see you then. And I am